Chloe, did the package I arranged to be delivered to your place come yet?
Yep, it just got here. Thanks for all this fresh seafood. It looks delish.
Let me make one thing clear, young lady. None of that stuff is for you. It's for my amazing son, because he's family.
I know that.
Make sure you rustle up something tasty with it for him. Don't go using any cheap ingredients either. Everything I send is of the highest quality. I only sent enough for one person, which means you won't be getting any.
Okay. He can have it all to himself. Don't worry.
I'm glad you understand. I hope you don't think I'm being too hard on you, dear. It's just that we never know when you'll disappear, what with you being a stranger and all.
Bernadine, the vows I took on our wedding day are for life. I don't exactly plan on going anywhere.
Still, you've only been married 3 years. It's early days, and who knows what tomorrow might bring.
I guess. But things are going great between me and Jeremy.
My cousin Selena announced she was pregnant at my dad's wake the other day. Her and her husband Steve had only been married a year. Why can they do it, but you and Jeremy can't? Is it so hard to get pregnant? You do know how, don't you?
Jesus, Bernadine, what do you take us for? Of course we know how. Look, every couple's different. And some people like to wait a little longer before making such a huge decision. It's not that we don't want to. We just want to enjoy our personal time for now.
Do you really think that you have the luxury at your ripe old age? You'll hit the menopause before you know it with complacency like that. How are you going to grow any crops in a barren wasteland?
I prefer if you didn't say things like that.
Why on earth not? It's only because I'm worried about you.
I see. Listen, Bernadine. Sorry to change the subject, but I wanted to talk to you about the wake. I'd really appreciate it if you could let me know earlier next time there's something big like that going on.
Huh? Why?
It really took me off guard when Jeremy messaged me while I was at work, asking if I could book it off on short notice. I need more time to prepare for things like that.
What's the problem? Jeremy made it in the end, didn't he? You're the one who didn't show up. What were you thinking, agreeing to work on a day like that?
But I did book the day of the funeral off.
Did I say the wake would be on the same day as the funeral? No. You shouldn't jump to conclusions.
It kind of feels like you hid it from us. It's not that strange to assume that the wake would be on the day of the funeral. I had no idea it'd be the day before. And neither did Jeremy. How are we supposed to know what's going on if you don't tell us? I'm just asking you to communicate a little more is all.
Oopsie! I just forgot to tell you all, dear. Why so mistrustful? You act like I did it on purpose. Paranoia is unhealthy, you know? Anyway, what does it matter if you weren't at the wake? You're just some stranger who happened to marry my son. It's not like we're blood related. What do I care if you pay your respects to my dad?
Sure, we might not be blood related, but still.
Then that's the end of it. I won't hear another word of your grumbling, young lady. It makes no difference to us whether you're around or not. I suggest you take a long, hard think about your position in this family. Know your place, girl. Don't think you have the right to take part in family gatherings anymore either. You had the privilege, but you lost it when you threw it back in our faces by not showing up. Hello, Chloe. Can you tell my son to make sure he's available on the 1st of next month?
Got it. Will do. Is that for Craig's piano performance?
Huh? You knew?
Yeah. Chrissy told me. You know how proud she is of him. She said everyone was going for a meal afterwards and asked if I wanted to tag along.
What the devil? She invited you?
Yes?
Goodness gracious me. I hope you don't actually think you're going.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, we want to spend time together as a family. No outsiders. A stranger like you tagging along would only ruin the atmosphere and make everyone feel uncomfortable.
Do the right thing and decline the invitation. That's kind of difficult now. I already told her I'd go.
Then tell her you got a cold or feel under the weather or something. Just use your damn brain for once. You can tell her you stubbed your toe for all I care. The bottom line is you're not going.
Sorry. Chrissy invited me, and I said I'll go. So I'm going. If you're the one who organized it, of course I respect your wishes. But you're not, so yeah.
I see how it is. You want to ruin our precious family time, don't you?
I really don't. Besides, if I'm not family, then surely Chrissy isn't either. She's your daughter-in-law, just like me. If I'm a stranger as Jeremy's wife, then surely she is as his brother's.
Unlike you, she's a good wife who fulfills her womanly responsibilities to this family. Unlike you, she gave me a grandchild. Don't get me wrong, she doesn't have my full approval just yet. But she's on the right track. She contributed more to this family in 1 year than you did in 3.
So I'll never win your approval until I have kids? Am I totally worthless in your eyes then?
Exactly. If you want us to treat you like family, then you need to do your job as my son's wife and prove your commitment to us. Aha! There might be another way. If you're so serious about proving yourself to me, you'll let me move in with you and Jeremy.
What? You want to move in with us?
I hate to admit it, but I'm no spring chicken anymore, and I'm not as quick on my feet as I used to be. If you want me to acknowledge you as a member of this family, letting me move in with you is the quickest way. You should be grateful I'm offering you a shortcut. Don't dawdle, though. There's always Craig, so be careful. If you snooze, you might just lose. In fact, I've already discussed it with him and Chrissy. I doubt it'll be long before they say yes. Let's face it, who wouldn't want me living with them? I'm a ray of sunshine.
I'm pretty sure I told you this before, but me and Jeremy have no plans to have either of our parents move in with us. Obviously, we'll always be there to support you when you need us.
I see. So you're refusing your own mother-in-law?
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm glad I know where we stand now. Looks like you are a stranger after all. Don't worry about it. I know exactly how committed you are to this family now. To think you treat my kind, once-in-a-lifetime offer with such disdain.
It's really not like that, but we have to draw the line at shared living. If there's anything else I can do for you, let me know and I'll do my best.
Ooh, don't mind if I do. In that case, I have a job for you. I want you to clear up my garden shed. Surely you can at least do something as simple as that.
Of course, no problem.
Fantastic. I want you to come to my house next Sunday around noon is fine. Even if you did start first thing, you never get it all done in a day. There's years worth of stuff in there. I'm happy for you to start out with a few hours to begin with.
Sunday afternoon? Got it. See you next weekend.
Great. See you then. Oh, and I hope you're not thinking of asking Jeremy to help you. We won't be having any of that. This one's on you. Make sure you come alone. The future of your relationship with this family depends on whether or not you impress me with your shed cleaning skills, young lady. I hope you take this seriously. Chloe, come to my house this instant.
Bernadine? I thought you said I was starting on the shed around noon. I'm waiting for a package from my mom this morning, so I have to be in till it gets here. But I can come over as soon as it does.
Not good enough. Forget the package and get over here.
I think it's gonna be here soon. The live map says the delivery guy's in the neighborhood already. I'm really sorry, but can you hold on just a little while longer?
Not good enough. This is an emergency, young lady. Do as you're told and get your ass over here at once. I think I've broken something. I can't stand up.
What? Where are you?
In the yard. I fell over, now I can't stand up. I tried calling Jeremy, but he won't pick up. What the hell is he doing that's more important than his injured mother?
He went to the movies with his friends this morning. I'm guessing his phone turned off.
Then there's nothing else for it. You have to come right now. Don't you care what happens to me? My leg hurts. I can't get up and I need help.
If you can't stand up, I think you should call an ambulance. Even if I leave this instant, it'll still take me about 30 minutes. An ambulance could be there in less than 10. How about I call one for you? I can give them your address and you'll be on your way to the hospital before you know it.
No! I'm covered in mud because my foot slipped into a hole. Do you really think I can ride an ambulance looking like this? I'd never live down the embarrassment. The neighbors would have a field day. They'd all be stood out on their lawns, pointing and laughing at me like the vultures they are.
What?
I'm covered in so much mud, it's even seeping through my pants. I need to get changed. Why do you think I'm messaging you? Do you think I don't know ambulances exist? If I wanted one, I'd call one.
Wait a sec. Are you really at your house? I don't remember there being any holes big enough to fall into your yard. Plus, mud? There hasn't been a drop of rain in the last month.
Enough of these silly questions. Just shut up and come already. If you don't come soon, me and you are finished forever. You'll never win my approval, and you'll never be a member of this family. Is that what you want? Ow! My leg hurts. Your mother-in-law's in trouble here, damn it. Hurry up and come help me, you worthless piece of crap of a wife.
Fine. I'm on my way.
Thank the Lord. Why was it so difficult to just do as I said from the get-go? I've never met anyone so useless in my life. Is it such a surprise that you still don't have my approval? If not for your incessant complaining, you'd already be halfway here. Chloe, I have a small favor to ask you. Please, would you bring me my pajamas and a few other things? I feel so uncomfortable in this hospital gown.
Excuse me?
I feel like such a nuisance asking you to go out of your way like this for me. But not a single person came to visit me since I got admitted to the hospital. Isn't that awful? Neither of my sons are replying to my messages. You're the only person I've left to rely on, Chloe. So please, I'm begging you, won't you be a darling and look after me for a while? I know things haven't always been great between us, but this could finally be our chance to bond and get to know each other.
Huh? Who are you?
What do you mean, who? It's me, Bernadine, your husband's mother.
Forgive me, but that doesn't ring any bells. I don't know any Bernadines. And my husband doesn't have a mother.
What? What on earth are you talking about? It was just a few days ago you heroically rushed out to me and called an ambulance after I fell into that hole in the yard and hurt my leg. Don't even joke about such things. I'm lying seriously injured in a hospital bed here. I'm vulnerable as it is without being abandoned by my entire family. I'm not sure I can take being treated like this for much longer. Please don't say things like that, dear.
You deserve everything that happens to you.
Huh?
You made a freaking pitfall trap in your backyard with the aim of luring me into it. The only reason you're in the hospital is because you're such a moron you fell into your own hole. You wouldn't have hurt yourself if you didn't try to pull such an insane stunt. You wouldn't be lying in the hospital with a broken leg if you didn't dig the hole in the first place.
Well, yes, what you say may be true.
But you know what? I'm glad you did fall in. Because if you didn't, it would have been me lying in that bed. Can you give me a single good reason why I'd go out of my way to help someone who tried to do something like that to me?
Don't be so dramatic, dear. It was just a harmless little prank.
A harmless little prank that broke your leg clean in two and put you in the hospital? A harmless little prank with a 4-month recovery period? I shudder at the thought of what might have happened if it went like you planned. You terrify me.
Don't be silly, dear. You're young, healthy, and as fit as a fiddle. The only reason I got hurt is because I'm old and frail. I'm just not as sturdy as I used to be, that's all.
You can't say that for sure. How did you plan on taking responsibility if I got seriously hurt?
I'm sorry. I never thought this would happen. Not in a million years.
Not to you, maybe.
But Chloe, hear me out. I've had a long, hard think about my behavior, and I've made a decision. I'll never do anything horrible to you again, I promise. I learned a valuable lesson through all this. So please, won't you at least look after me while I'm here in the hospital? I might just about be able to get by on my own once I get discharged. But I'm helpless here because everyone's ignoring me.
Nope. Me and Jeremy are done with you.
Huh?
Which part don't you get? D-O-N-E! As in cutting you out of our lives forever. For eternity. For perpetuity. For the rest of time. Until heat death of the universe. Get it yet?
Oh my god, the cruelty! Why would you do such a thing? Sure, maybe I did try and lure you into a pitfall trap. But did it work? No, it was me who got hurt in the end, wasn't it? What's the harm done?
Let me get this straight. You're saying I should forgive you because you were too much of a moron to trick me?
I'm not saying you should forgive me, per se. But still, isn't cutting off all ties with me a little horrible? I can't help but feel this is disproportionate.
We planned on cutting you out of our lives before long, even if you didn't make the pitfall trap. All you did was hasten our decision.
What? Why?
You're unreal, Bernadine. Are you seriously saying you forgot about how you've been treating me all this time?
Well, if you're talking what I think you're talking about, I admit it. I may have been strict sometimes. But isn't that a mother-in-law's job? Besides, it's precisely because I wanted to acknowledge you as a member of this family so badly that I chose to use such severe discipline methods. How else were you supposed to fully understand your role and duties as my son's wife?
You never invited me to family events. And on the rare occasion I was allowed to come over to your house, you served everyone food, except me. Then when I said I didn't have any food, you told me to go pour myself a glass of water. You told me not to show up to family restaurant outings. Which part of that counts as making me understand my roles and duty as Jeremy's wife? You were harassing me, plain and simple, and you're nothing but a vicious bully. Are you telling me that if I carried on tolerating your crap, you'd have one day accepted me into the family? And we would have all lived happily ever after?
Oh, come on, Chloe. Can't we just drop this already? I said I'm sorry and promised never to do it again. Surely we can move on. I'm genuinely remorseful for what I did, dear. You have to believe me. I feel guilty about how cruelly I treated you when you were always so kind and respectful towards me.
The time for apologies passed a long time ago. It's too little too late. This changes nothing about mine and Jeremy's decision.
What do you mean when you say you're done with me? That I'll never see you again?
Exactly. We might still cross paths at weddings and funerals, but even then, we definitely won't speak to you or acknowledge you exist.
I take it that means Jeremy doesn't want his inheritance either. You should know that if you go through with this, I'll write him out of my will in a heartbeat. That goes for everything his dad left behind, too. I'll give everything to Craig instead.
That's totally fine with us. But there is one more thing you should know. I'm guessing they haven't told you, so allow me. Craig and Chrissy want you out of their lives too.
What?
You might have forgotten, but you were just as horrible to Chrissy as you were to me when the two of them first tied the knot. She probably never told you, but she absolutely hates your guts. Which naturally means Craig isn't your biggest fan either.
What? But I'm nice to her now. Besides, I don't remember doing anything that bad.
She told us the only reason she was polite to you, in spite of the fact that she despised you, was to keep the peace. Superficial politeness does not equal forgiveness.
Oh my God, that ungrateful witch. I always went out of my way to invite her to family gatherings. And I spoil my grandson rotten. This is how she repays me.
Those things don't cancel out the bullying and harassment. There's some things you don't forget. Just because you found a new target when I showed up, doesn't mean the pain you caused her disappeared.
No way. Is that why no one's visiting me in the hospital?
Exactly. That's why you need to stop pestering us and deal with your own problems from now on. We're done with you. And that means all of us.
Chloe, please. I'm so sorry. You have to understand, none of it was personal. I was just afraid of losing my precious son. I felt like something had been stolen from me, and in my mind, that was all your fault. I know it was wrong, but I wanted to see you suffer like I was, even if just a little.
Just a little? That's the understatement of the year. How many times did Jeremy warn you? How many times did he tell you to stop treating me like dirt? Not just him, but Craig too. He told you he wasn't going to carry on tolerating what you were doing to Chrissy. But it all went in one ear and out the other. Rather than backing down, you got worse. You carried on, waging your wicked campaign of abuse, despite knowing full well how it would end. You deserve everything you get.
Please, Chloe, don't say things like that. I can change, I swear. And to prove it, I have an announcement to make. I hereby officially acknowledge you as my son's wife and a proud member of this family. Congratulations, dear. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Aren't you over the moon? Please, all I ask is that you don't abandon me.
Sorry, Bernadine, but would you mind telling that to your family instead? I'm just a useless stranger, so there's nothing I can do for you. Mine, Jeremy's, Chrissy's, and Craig's inboxes got flooded with desperately apologetic messages from a panicking Bernadine. But since we'd all reached our wits' ends with her a long time ago, we ignored her. Apparently, by some miracle, she managed to enlist the help of a distant relative while she was in the hospital. But realizing she probably helped her, not knowing what she'd done, we made sure to fill the entire family in on the details of her misdeeds. And before long, she didn't have a single ally left. Now, she lives on her own in total isolation in a house that no one visits. I hope she finally understands how horrible it feels to be treated by a stranger by your family. What goes around comes around, so be nice, folks. We have no intention of forgiving her, but since no one's willing to take responsibility for caring for her, when she gets older, we'll have to put her in a care home when the time comes. We're not speaking to her at all, for the time being though. I hope she has a long, hard think about behavior. I'm not holding my breath that she'll change, but hey, anything's possible. Anyway, listen up, because I have an announcement to make. Half a year after announcing the termination of relations with the mother-in-law from hell, I fell pregnant, and I'm currently living life at about twice my usual size. I get horrible morning sickness sometimes, but I take that any day over the vicious bullying I used to put up with. To tell you the truth, my stress levels are virtually non-existent, and I've never been happier. Can you imagine if I fell pregnant during the Bernadine saga? I shudder to think about what kind of stress would have done to the baby. There's no doubt about it. She would have pushed me over the edge eventually if we didn't get rid of her. I'm so relieved we did what we had to do before it came to that. It's perfectly natural to want to earn the approval of your mother-in-law. But this whole thing taught me that you should always be willing to draw the line, because no one's approval is worth sacrificing your mental health. My real family are amazing, supportive towards me. and I feel blessed to have him in my life. I always let him know how much I appreciate him.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for today, Alexa. Because of you coming in to meet me today, I'm feeling a whole lot better.
That's great to hear. And not only you, but being able to come in has helped me feel a sense of relief.
You said that my leg was broken, huh?
But the fact that that was the only serious injury is what made me feel relieved. The moment that I got a call saying my husband was in an accident, I was so worried that you might be in life-threatening danger.
But having to get into that accident in the first place sucks.
You can't just laugh about it. It's good seeing that nothing else was hurt on you besides your leg. But you have a daughter now that needs you, so you need to take better care of yourself.
You're right. The work that I do runs a risk of accidents like this all the time, but I shouldn't be laughing about getting into one. While I'm in the hospital, I'll have to think about making things better.
Do you mean making things better at work?
Well, what I'm saying is that we have to be the ones as people doing the work, and there's nothing else that can do the work we do on the floor there. So the only other option is to work for more safety regulations within the workplace. If we can work together to make our practices safer, accidents like this can be avoided.
You're in the hospital, and yet you're still thinking about work? First, you should just focus on healing, right?
I know that. By the way, where's Abby at? Did she end up going out to play or something?
Right now she has a day off, so she doesn't need to be at school or anything. But since she's so young, she doesn't seem to quite understand what happened to you when you got hurt, and so I didn't end up bringing her in. It's better that she just play rather than come here to be worried about you.
That's a shocker. She's not lonely or anything by me not being home?
Well, she's used to you always being on business trips and things, so she doesn't mind the fact that you've been gone for a little while. Sorry about that one, Logan.
No, as long as she's doing well, that's all that matters. But I'm lonely. So if the next time you come here, you bring her along, I'll be very happy.
In regards to you being in the hospital, you'll be here another 3 weeks, right? Don't you think you can just wait until you're out of here?
Don't pick on me like that, Alexa. Normally I don't even get to play around with Abby a bunch, so it'd be nice now that I'm stuck in a bed all day to see her every so often so that we can talk and play.
I'm sorry. But with the shape that you're in right now, I think she'd be very surprised. Your leg is still hung up in a cast and all. I think that'd start to get her all anxious about it if you're really okay.
And I'm sure that she might be at first. Don't you at least think you can talk to her about it and see what she thinks? If she seems to get really upset about all this, then we can stop trying.
Alright, then I guess when I get time, I'll talk with her and see. But if she says she doesn't want to come here, then I'll stop. Don't get all upset if that does happen though, okay?
I'll make sure to try my best. Anyway, thank you again for coming in to see me today. I'm sorry to have to leave you alone to care for Abby. Just let me know if there's anything I can help with.
Alright. And as for you, Logan, stop thinking about the rest of us so much, and just focus on getting that leg healed up. Well, I'll see you again soon.
I'd love to see Abby right now. I thought about all of this a little, but I'm shocked.
But even though she's not coming, I'll still be there for you. Are you upset that you're only getting your wife?
No, that's not what I meant. I haven't been able to see her for a few days and I'm starting to get lonely. Of course, I'm always happy when you come to see me, Alexa.
Why, thank you. But in Abby's case, there's nothing you can do about her. When I talked to her about why you got injured and what's wrong, she always told me it was too scary and started to cry. And so I think it's all too stressful for her.
I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. And I really should be saying sorry to her as well for causing all this.
Well, there's nothing that can be done now. But you and her did make a promise to go out and play this week, right? Hearing that you can no longer go to see her and play around has left her a little down.
I see. I feel so bad for her.
She doesn't understand yet what it means to be as hurt as you are, and so she thinks of everything as being scary. But I'm sure she also misses you. So once you are released from there, you better be a good friend for her.
Understood. And luckily, by the time I'm out of here, she should be on summer break, right? I think I'll take on a road trip with me.
Do you really think you can start to move that much the moment you're out of here? Even after getting out of there, you'll still have the cast on, right?
Well, that doesn't stop me from moving and driving all that much. And after getting into an accident, I've caused unnecessary worry for her. So I just want to make her feel better about everything.
But don't start overdoing things, okay? If you get out of the hospital and get yourself hurt again, there's no point to even letting you out of there.
That's alright, I won't go too far with myself. By the way, I'm sorry.
Huh? About what?
After you'd gone from visiting me, my mom called me. She said that Macy would be coming home. She must be on her summer break as well from college, right?
Your little sister. Does she plan to come to our house?
It seems that she said she wants to meet you and Abby. So if it doesn't bother you too much, she might also be coming over. But I'm still not 100% certain that's true.
Now that I think about it, Macy still doesn't know about you being in the hospital, right? She hasn't come at all to see you yet, at least.
Well, when I'd been in that accident, she turned out to be very busy with herself. She had tests she had to finish and some final projects to get done. And so, my parents made sure to not get her all upset by talking to her about my condition. I bet if she comes and sees what happened, she'll get all riled up. And I wouldn't say a thing.
Macy is the type to get all in arms about this, isn't she? She might end up giving you a small punch in the leg for doing this to yourself.
Now that I think about it, she sure would.
And you know that Abby doesn't want to be seeing your sister all worked up. That's why you kept things quiet, right?
Well, that's exactly right. If she does happen to be coming over to our place, I'll give you a call. And if it happens that I can't get out of this hospital soon, I might ask her to come see you guys and help out around the house. Of course, if you don't want to deal with her while I'm still here, I can wait until I'm out of here to have her over.
Well, do what you like about it, Logan. But I do want to see Macy since it's been so long now. So I'll be looking forward to her coming over.
She can be a bit of a handful, so be careful. And don't be shy asking her to help with Abby at times. I'm sure she'll be happy to play with her niece.
Well, I'll ask her if she does end up coming over. I'm sure that Abby will be excited as well.
Well, I'm still not sure that she's coming though, so it may still be a bit until I can say if she's coming.
Alright, well, I'll see you later. I'll make sure things stay in order over here.
Thank you. And make sure you're taking care of yourself as well.
Hey, hold on! What have you been doing, Logan?
Macy, what's going on with you? It's been such a long time since we've last talked, so I thought you'd be a bit less aggressive. Anyway, you're already back home now? I was assuming it'd be a little while longer before you came back from college.
I'm not wanting to talk about that right now. I'm the one asking you right now about what happened, so don't just assume that you can hide things from me now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Why are you so upset with me all of a sudden?
I have the right to be upset with you right now, Logan. Leaving your child at home all alone for the past week is horrible. Absolutely unacceptable, Logan. I never thought you, out of anyone, would be the type to do this to their own little girl.
Huh? Are you talking about Abby? What do you mean she's been home alone all week?
Do you really think you can play dumb with me now? I know what I've heard and seen here. I just heard about all of this from Abby herself, and walking into your house, there was nobody else here besides her. She told me that not you or your wife have come home at all this week for her. She thinks that you've just left her there to go on a trip, or that you guys are no longer her parents.
What do you mean gone out on a trip? Because she should know that I'm in the hospital right now.
What do you mean? Do you think lying to me like that will work?
I'm being serious about being in a hospital bed right now. She seemed to be very busy with school and all, so I didn't want to say anything about this. But right now I'm in the hospital because of an accident that happened at work. But before we talk about me, what's happened to Alexa? If you're at the house right now, then she should be there too.
That's why I'm saying there's nobody else here besides Abby right now. And there hasn't been anyone but her here for the last week. So wait, are you actually in the hospital? Abby said she didn't know anything about that.
There's no way that could be the case. Alexa told me that she explained all of this to her.
Well, that Alexa hasn't been home for the last week. Well, for the time being, you're off the hook. But I'll have to ask Mom about this to make sure that you really are there.
Alright, but how's Abby doing right now? You just told me that she's been home alone for the past week, right? Is she doing okay?
It seems that she's fine right now, so you don't have to worry about that. I made sure to grab her and put her in my car with me, and then we came back to Mom and Dad's house. She was at least able to eat some things out of the fridge before I found her, though. So I don't think anything's wrong with her health.
No, that's not all I'm worried about, Macy. Do you think that you can come to the hospital right now? I want to know what the hell happened.
I'm telling you to calm down first. I know that you're all riled up now that you found out about this. I feel the same as well. Right now I'm with your mom and we're checking everything over with Abby. I'll make sure that we take her to the doctors to get her checked out really quick, so let me go grab her insurance card.
Thank you for that, Macy. At least knowing that you guys are dealing with everything helps me relax a little.
Don't worry about it. I'm sorry for getting all angry with you when I didn't even know you were hurt. I just wish I'd known you were in the hospital right now. I'm sure this all almost gave you a heart attack.
Hey, don't worry about it. After what Abby had told you, I'm sure you became all confused and upset with me easily. But now I'm left to wonder what happened to Alexa. What was she thinking leaving Abby at home all alone like that?
Well, about that, I think I know something about her.
Why, do you know something?
I'll let you know the details later, okay? I'll make sure that after having Abby see the doctor, we come there to see you. I'm sure you want to see Abby yourself, and that'll help calm you down even more, right?
You're right. Thank you. If you both can come here soon, that'll really make me happy. I'm sorry that you stumbled into this, but please make sure to keep an eye on Abby.
I'm sorry, Logan. I couldn't come and see you today. I've just been a bit more busy than usual today.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'm doing alright for myself now, so go ahead and enjoy the rest of your time at that resort. And know that when you come back here, things aren't going to be all fun and games anymore, so you should take the time you have now to relax.
Huh? What resort are you talking about?
You've been looking forward to going there for a while now, right? You even had a pamphlet for the place sitting on the counter. But having that sit in the house opened up with the contact information circled wasn't your best move. If you plan to have an affair, you have to hide it a whole lot better.
What the heck are you talking about, Logan? I have no idea what you mean by all this resort stuff and me having an affair. I think you're a bit on edge right now over nothing. And how did you get home when you're still supposed to be in the hospital a little while longer?
It wasn't me that went home, but Macy. And she was the one that found that pamphlet. And at that moment, she was also able to take Abby into her care. Because of you leaving our daughter at home and running off, I started to really doubt you. You better be more careful about things like this next time.
Wait, Macy came home? Why? Isn't she home from school way too soon? And I thought she'd go to her parents' place first.
She told me that she forgot to mention she'd be coming over. That's just the kind of girl she is, Alexa. But because of that, she was able to find out you were having an affair, and was able to get Abby the care she needed. So, I'm thankful for her not telling me.
Wait, hold on. Even if you say that I'm cheating on you, it's nothing serious. I just wanted to have a little fun with someone else, I guess.
Oh? So you really have been having an affair? Thank you so much for coming out about that. Now I won't have to investigate you or anything for it.
Huh? What? Are you saying you just set me up?
I only just learned that you had left Abby home for a week today. And then after hearing about the pamphlet that was found, and what Abby told us, I had some questions about you. But I had to have some kind of hard evidence to be sure of this. However, you telling me that you have been with another man just then really helped me out.
Oh, I can't believe this. So you wanted me to tell you that? You really did trick me.
You have no right getting upset with me over that, though. After all, you tricked Abby and me so that you could go out and enjoy another man's company, right?
No, that's something else. I told you that I just went out with him to have a little fun is all.
So to have a little fun with another man, you'd leave your daughter at home all by herself? Well, if that's totally fine with you, then you really are scary, Alexa. I'd rather you just say that you do love that other man, instead of saying it was a one-time thing.
But there are things in the fridge for her to eat, right? And it's not like I never went home during this trip.
And I've been asking Abby about that. She said you'd come back for a few minutes to get changed and then leave without saying a word to her. That pretty much means you never came home at all.
Then, are you saying I should have brought Abby with me? That's really weird of you.
Stop trying to make me look like the idiot here. You've already messed up big time by cheating on me. But leaving your daughter at home without even telling her where I was? You told her that you would be going out for a week with me, right?
Well, I felt that
If I didn't say I was with you, she'd start to get upset. If she went and saw you there and said something about me, I'd be screwed. That's the reason I never said anything about you being in the hospital.
You just did that for yourself then. You also made sure to keep her away from school before summer vacation so that she wouldn't tell any of her teachers, right? Did you really think that by doing all of that, someone wouldn't notice? There's only so much fooling around you can do, Alexa.
But no matter what, Abby's still right? I'll apologize for cheating on you. So just forgive me and let's move on.
You sure about that? You really think all of this can just be overlooked? Because of all that bad lying you did to Abby, she ended up almost hating me just as much as she hates you right now. Do you not see how much you could have hurt her in my relationship?
I'm sure that she felt lonely being home all by herself, and I'm sure you were lonely in the hospital without her. But once you got home from the hospital, your time with her would never end, right? So I thought a week of you two not making contact would have been just fine.
Well, none of that was fine. I can see now by all of this that what you've done here all seems fine and acceptable to you. And there is no way I can let my daughter look up to a person like that as their mom. I'm gonna divorce you.
Hold on a second, Logan. I told you that him and I are not serious about one another. I'll never see him again, so you can go ahead and forget me now.
Would you really risk all of this if it was just for a fling with some man? I can already tell that there's more to him than you're willing to say. And I'm not sure enough that even after this there won't be more of you sneaking out with him. If you are fine trying this with him once, there will most likely be another time.
Abby is still a little girl, yet you want to force her parents to be apart? Don't you feel bad for doing something like that to her?
And you think it's alright leaving that little girl all alone at home for a week? I'm not even gonna laugh at how crazy you're sounding right now.
Aren't you being a bit of a prick right now? If I'm no longer in the house, who's going to be there to take care of her? Do you think it's okay to leave her at home all day while you go to work?
I'll be taking Abby back to my parents' house. I won't ever let her feel alone ever again like you did. So, I'd like to ask a stranger like you to no longer worry about what I do with my daughter. After that, I was able to get a divorce from Alexa. And by using the fact that Alexa had been cheating on me, as well as her leaving her daughter home alone for 1 week, I was able to get a settlement from her and the custody to Abby. And as Alexa had said to me, her and that man she was fooling around with weren't in fact serious, and so after I left her, she broke things off with him. I was also able to get money from that man she'd been with, even though he never had any intentions of stealing her from me. But even if he had no plans, they still put my daughter in danger. Even now, I have no regrets of leaving Alexa, and I'm glad I was able to get everything I needed from her to make our separation go smoothly. And once all of that had been settled, I was able to get a nicer cast put on my leg and leave the hospital to head home. Right now, I'm back home with Abby and we're living together. For a little while, Abby had been pretty worried over all the lies and things that Alexa did to her. But now that we have time together in the house again, she has begun to calm down. Being her only parent now, my responsibility of caring for her has grown. But as her only father, I'll make sure to take care of her no matter what I do.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.